We're gonna be solving a two-step equation. Whenever you work with these kind of problems, first you're gonna be either adding or subtracting. It depends on the sign. That will be step number one, and then step number two, you're gonna be either multiplying or dividing. Okay, so on this case, I'm gonna start by writing step one. You always gonna be doing the opposite. So step number one, you have to get rid of this -4. To get rid of it, we're gonna be adding 4. So that would be a step one. So I'm gonna be adding 4. Whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you do it to the other side. So I'm gonna be adding 4. Now adding positive and -4, this is gonna cancel. It's gonna be 0. And that's how you're gonna end up with k divided by 9. On the other side, can you see that they have the same sign? Add it up, and then you're gonna keep the sign. So that should be 10. So step one, we add it to get rid of this 4. Then step number two, for step number two, we're gonna do the opposite. In this case, you see this line, it means that we're dividing. So to get rid of this number 9, we're gonna be multiplying, which is the opposite of dividing, right? So that means I'm gonna be multiplying by 9. Whatever you do to one side, you do it to the other side of the equal sign. And then 9 divided by 9 is gonna be 1. 1 times k, you're gonna get k equals, and on the other side, this parenthesis means that you're multiplying. 9 times 10, you're gonna be getting 90. Okay, and now that k is by itself, then we say that k equals to 90. All right, so now that we finished this one, let's do number two. Okay, for number two, you always gonna do the opposite. Step number one, you're gonna be either adding or subtracting. It depends on the sign. So on this case, step number one, we're gonna do the opposite. The opposite of adding is gonna be subtracting. Okay, so that means I'm gonna be subtracting 1, and then do the same thing on the other side, subtracting 1. Now, can you see that these two have the same sign? Whenever they have the same sign, you're gonna add it up and you're gonna keep the sign. That's how we gonna get -3. On the other side, I'm gonna bring down x divided by 4. And positive and -1, they cancel each other out. Okay. Now, that is step one. We subtract 1 to get rid of it. Then the next step, that will be step number 2. In this case, number 4 is dividing x. To get rid of this 4, we're gonna do the opposite of dividing, which is multiplying. Well, so that means I'm gonna be multiplying by 4, and you do the same thing on the other side. Multiply by 4. Now, when you multiply positive times a negative, we're gonna be using this triangle, and we need to multiply the signs to know if the answer is gonna be positive or negative. So all what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover the two signs that I have in that multiplication, and that tells me that the answer should be -12. On the other side, I'm gonna have 4 divided by 4, you get 1. 1 times x, you get x. That would be the second step. Can you see that x is by itself? Now, the way how you're gonna say it is this way. X equals -12. You found the value of x. We never gonna say -12 equals to x. That would be wrong. Okay, so x equals -12. Well, let's do another one. Okay, so one more time, we always gonna do the opposite. On this case, we need to isolate x. and that means I have to get rid of this 4 and this other 4. I have to get rid of that one too. But you always going to start by getting rid of the number that is being added or subtracted to the variable. So that means step number 1, to get rid of this 4, I'm going to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be adding. I'm going to do the opposite of subtracting, right? So that means I'll be adding 4. Whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you do it to the other side, adding 4. Okay. So then the next step, um, what I want to do now is adding this up. Can you see that they will cancel each other out? And that's how we're going to end up with x divided by 4. That's what this line means. It means that you're dividing by 4. On the other side, can you see that they have different sign? Subtract, keep the sign of the biggest number. The biggest number is positive, and that's how you're gonna get positive 3. So that is step 1. And step number 2, now we're gonna be either multiplying or dividing. This line is dividing. That means that x is divided by 4. So to get rid of this number 4, we're gonna do the opposite. The opposite of dividing is gonna be multiplying. That means that I have to multiply this by 4, and whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you do it to the other side. Parentheses means that you're multiplying, okay? That's what this parenthesis means, okay? Now, 4 divided by 4, you're gonna get 1. 1 times x, you're gonna get x equals, and this is multiplication. Both numbers are positive, so I don't have to worry about the sign. So the answer should be positive 12, and we're gonna say x equals positive 12. All right. So with this, we finish number 3. Now let's do number 4. I mean, it takes practice, by the way. All right. So let's start with the step 1. You always gonna do the opposite. So the opposite, you either gonna be either adding or subtracting. On this case, I have to get rid of this number 6, and to get rid of it, because we're subtracting 6, we're gonna do the opposite. That means we're gonna be adding 6. Whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you do it to the other side. So adding 6. Now, can you see that these two have the same sign? Add it up and keep the sign, right? That's how you're gonna get 8. On the other side, we have 2a. I know we always say 2a or 3a or whatever that is, but it means that you're multiplying. This is 2 times a. In algebra, whenever a number is next to the variable, that means that you have multiplication between them. So to get rid of this number 2, I'm gonna do the next step. The opposite of multiplying is gonna be dividing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by dividing this by 2. This line, it means that you're dividing. Whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you do it to the other side. Now, a divided by 2, you're gonna get 4. 2 divided by 2, you get 1. 1 times a, so you're gonna get a equals to 4. All right, so that would be the answer. The way how you're gonna read it is this way: a equals 4. All right, and just in case, because I know I did only one where we have multiplication, and to get rid of it, we have to divide. I'm gonna do just one more. All right, so that would be number 5. And for this one, remember, you always gonna be either adding or subtracting first. So in this case, we have this is the minus 2. Okay, so we are subtracting 2 from x. So step number 1, you always gonna start by either adding or subtracting. On this case, we are subtracting 2. The opposite of this is gonna be adding. That would be a step 1. So for the step 1, we're going to be adding 2. Whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you do it to the other side, adding 2. Now, adding positive and negative 2, negative and positive 2, um, they want to cancel each other out. It's going to be 0. That's how you end up with 4 times x. All of that equals, can you see that these two numbers have different sign? Subtract, keep the sign of the biggest number, so that is going to be negative 8. And now 4 is next to x. It means that we have multiplication between them. So then that is step number 2. The opposite of multiplying is going to be dividing. Okay, so then that means that to get rid of this 4, I'm going to be dividing by 4. Dividing by 4. 4 divided by 4, you get 1. 1 times x, so you're going to get x equals. On the other side, negative divided by a positive. Remember, we're going to be dividing the two signs first. And all what you do is we're going to go back to this triangle. I'm going to cover the two signs. One is negative and the other one is positive. So if we cover it, it tells you that the answer should be negative. And now divide the two numbers. 8 divided by 4, you get 2. So that's the answer.